I've been wanting to get my hands on this one since I heard about it. Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain, and I am a little excited, so I might be stumbling over my words here. Well, that has nothing to do with any beer I may or may not have had before this video, but this is Guinness Barrel Aged. Now, it says here it's from the Open Gate Brewery in Baltimore, Maryland. So it wasn't brewed overseas and then imported. It was brewed here in the U.S. It says here it also stock ale aged in Bulleit bourbon barrels. 10% ABV. This stock ale is a blend of an imperial stout and a barley wine, both aged in Bulleit bourbon barrels. Roasty and chocolatey with notes of sweet, dark fruit. So, this is not a regular Guinness stout. It's some sort of imperial stout, and obviously some derivative of the original Guinness formulation. Recipe, I believe, is the word I was looking for there. But yeah, a stock ale, an imperial stout, and a barley wine. Both aged in Bulleit bourbon barrels. Now, I have to say, I have not had a chance to check out Bulleit bourbon yet. I've been interested in that one ever since the Stallone movie, Bullet to the Head, because somebody involved with that movie is obviously in love with that bourbon. So I am going to check it out at some point, but anything aged in bourbon barrels is going to be good. I was kind of hoping that this was just the regular old Guinness or the Guinness Extra Stout import. But it's some kind of blend of an imperial stout and a barley wine. Of course, both from Guinness, apparently, but it's not even as dark as a regular Guinness. It's a little lighter. And of course, that has to do, I'm sure, with the barley wine blend, because barley wines tend to be very light in color. But it's still fairly dark. And there's just a little bit of light coming through. It does have a red tinge to it when it does come through. Overall, nice brown, dark brown, healthy color. Slightly effervescent. I did get a little bit of a head on there. Not much of an aroma at all coming off of it. Maybe a little hint of booziness there. Definitely a barley wine and imperial stout combination, because I'm getting that barley wine booziness plus the imperial stout booziness. But it's actually remarkably smooth, with a nice medium to medium heavy mouthfeel. Roasty notes are definitely coming through. Maybe hints of chocolate. Well, it's definitely from the chocolate malt in the stout, plus the roasty woodiness of the barrels. Now, in the finish, that booziness that I'm getting does resolve itself to a bit of a bourbon character. I don't know if I'm specifically tasting Bulleit bourbon. I mean, those are the barrels it was aged in. But I don't have a memory of Bulleit bourbon to compare the flavor to say if that's specifically what I'm picking up on, but it's definitely a bourbon flavor. It's interesting. And as I'm talking afterwards and breathing in and out, I am getting some very slight fruity notes. Not that I can really pare that down to a specific type of fruit or anything, but overall, quite well put together. I honestly would prefer to see like a regular Guinness stout, probably the extra stout import versus the American version, just barrel aged like that. I mean, you can barrel age a regular stout, it comes out just fine. I like the idea of the blend. It gives it a little bit more complexity, but I just want to see Guinness barrel aged. Guys, we don't have to get too fancy. If you've got a solid beer that everybody likes and uses as a yardstick for comparison, like a Guinness Extra Stout, just barrel age that and let's see how it goes. You don't have to get all fancy and crazy on this. It's probably fine. I mean, hell, I've had regular domestic beers that have been barrel aged and they wind up being better than the original. So anyway, I guess the what ifs and the woulda, coulda, shouldas, those are to be saved for somebody else. I know what I'd like to see happen, but that's not what happened. That's not what we're dealing with here. Let's talk about this beer. Again, it's definitely a barley wine and an imperial stout combo. It's got hints of both, the booziness of both. Some nice chocolate and roasty notes that fade to a distinct bourbon flavor. And then, like I said, as I'm talking and getting a lot of airflow over the palate, I am getting some slightly fruity notes as well. It's a really well put together beer. I like it as a standalone. Even if you took the Guinness name off the label, it would still be a solid beer. I'm hitting this one with a 4 out of 5 because I'm really liking it. It's smooth, and for a 10% ABV beer, it is a little too easy to drink. I have a feeling that this is going to disappear faster than it should. So, great beer. Check it out. Hit me up. Just knocked the bottle opener off my lap there. Hit me up down in the comments, the email link down below. Love to hear what you have to say about it. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Belch coming on here. Ooh, pardon. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.